tear free from the damp soil, your soft body wriggling into the open world for the very first time. The air is thick with the smell of rot, the ground slick beneath you. All around, dozens of siblings crawl from the earth, each as fragile and blind as you. But there is no safety here. The moment you emerge, death waits. A centipede slides past, its many legs rippling like waves, antennae sweeping the ground. Before you can react, it seizes one of your brothers. A single bite, a twitch, then silence. He is gone before he even lived. You freeze, pressing yourself flat against the mud, heart hammering in your tiny body. The soil that gave you life is already a graveyard. Around you, the world is nothing but jaws, claws, and hunger. And in that first breath, you learn the law that will define your life. Survival doesn't begin tomorrow. It begins the instant you are born. Days pass, and you remain hidden in the damp undergrowth. Your body is soft, pale, and worm-like, crawling endlessly in search of sustenance. But you are not a hunter, yet. You cannot chase, you cannot strike. The only meals you find are the dead, rotting beetles, broken moths, the husks of other insects swept here by the rain. You tear at them with tiny jaws, swallowing what's left before your siblings discover it. Because here, food is never enough. Every carcass you feed on draws the attention of others, and soon your brothers and sisters circle you. At first it's shoving, small pushes as you all claw at the same scrap. But then it escalates. One lunges at you, biting, dragging you from the body you were eating. You twist, thrash, bite back. It's not practice, it's survival. The weak are driven away, left to starve. Sometimes they simply vanish, devoured by those stronger. You've seen it already, siblings turning on each other, the dead feeding the living. And every time you win, every time you cling to a meal just long enough, you live to crawl another day. Your skin toughens, your body lengthens. The hunger inside you never fades, but it fuels the changes tearing through your flesh. One day soon, you won't just scavenge. You'll transform into something far more dangerous. But right now, in the mud and decay, the law is simple. Eat or be eaten. If you've made it this far, you're already hooked into this brutal journey. Don't just watch. Smash that subscribe button, hit the bell, and stay with me, because things are only going to get darker from here. Weeks slip by, and your body is no longer what it once was. The soft, worm-like frame that dragged you through the soil begins to harden. Instinct pushes you to stop feeding, to stop crawling. Instead, you begin to dig. Clumps of soil cling to your body as you carve out a hollow in the damp ground. From your mouth seeps silk, thin strands that weave into a shell. Slowly, you wrap yourself inside, sealing the chamber with mud and threads until not a sliver of light breaks through. The outside world fades. The dangers, the hunger, the endless fight with your siblings. All of it disappears behind your cocoon. And now begins the waiting. Days blur into silence. Your body softens again, melting into a formless state. Inside the husk, cells tear apart, rebuild, reshape. Your jaw grows sharper, your legs lengthen, wings bud from your back, fragile and folded. Every nerve screams with the agony of becoming something new. But even here, in this chamber, death is never far. Predators know the scent. Ants march in lines, seeking cracks to invade. A shovel-footed mole might collapse the soil above you with a careless strike. Even your own siblings, still crawling outside, could tear open your case for a single meal. Most will never leave their cocoons. But if you endure, if your shell holds long enough, you will rise as something greater. At last, the walls split. Light stabs in. You force yourself free, crawling out of the soil with a body completely transformed. For the first time, the air lifts you, wings stretching wide, shimmering in the sun. You are no longer a larva chained to the dirt. You are a scorpionfly, and the battles awaiting you are fiercer than anything you faced below. Your wings are still soft when you crawl into the sunlight, their fragile veins catching the light like glass. At first they tremble, unable to hold you, but with each beat, they grow stronger. Soon, the air no longer resists you. You slice through it. For the first time in your life, you are not crawling in the mud. You are flying. The world above the soil is vast, filled with scents and colors you never knew existed. Rotting fruit perfumes the air, swarms of gnats shimmer over puddles, and moths stumble blindly toward the light. Everywhere you look, something is alive, moving, struggling, and every one of them could be food. You hover above a beetle carcass, lowering yourself until your jaws meet its soft flesh. The taste is sharp, rich with decay. This is your first real meal as an adult, and it fills you with strength. But not everything here is prey. A spider's web stretches invisible between the grass. You almost dive straight into it, only pulling back when a shift in the wind reveals its threads. A wolf spider waits in the center, patient and still. One misstep and you would have been wrapped in silk, drained dry. You move on, but the dangers multiply. Birds swoop above, their beaks stabbing into the swarm. Frogs leap from the puddles, tongues flicking like whips. Every shadow could be a killer. And still, you must feed, because the hunger inside you never fades. In the days that follow, your wings harden, your flight grows steady, and your instincts sharpen. You learn when to dive for a carcass, when to hover still, when to drop into the undergrowth and vanish. You are not the helpless larva anymore, but you are far from safe. Because in this new stage of life, survival will demand more than just escaping predators. It will demand cunning, it will demand battles, and soon, it will demand blood. Days pass, and instinct drives you towards something new. Hunger still rules your body, but another need claws at you now, the need to find a mate. The air is thick with the scent of others. Females drift above the grass, their wings glinting in the light, their antennae twitching for signals. But to reach one, you must do more than simply fly. You must prove yourself. For scorpionflies, a gift is the price of love. Some males bring food, a freshly caught insect, a carcass torn from the soil, anything to show strength and skill. Others, weaker or hungrier, settle for a sticky ball of saliva, hastily shaped into a lump and offered as if it were treasure. You search tirelessly until you find what you need, a crushed beetle, half rotten but still rich with scent. Clutching it in your jaws, you approach a female hovering nearby. Her eyes catch yours. She tilts her wings, circling, waiting. But you are not alone. Another male swoops in, his body larger, his wings beating harder. He flashes his own gift, a plump fly, fresher than yours. He circles the female, pushing you aside, trying to force you away. The tension builds. Your wings buzz louder, your body angles down, your jaws snapping in challenge. He responds the same, the two of you spiraling upward, clashing in the air. Your gifts fall, tumbling into the grass below, forgotten. Now it's not about food, it's about dominance, and only one of you will leave with her. The air hums with the sound of wings. Two males, two rivals. You and him, locked in a spiral above the grass, circling, striking, testing. The female hovers just beyond reach, watching closely. Her future depends on this fight, and so does yours. Your opponent is larger. His body gleams, his wings cut the air with sharp precision. Each time you lunge, he meets you head on, his jaws snapping, his legs thrashing against yours. The two of you collide again and again, tumbling, breaking apart, only to clash once more. Your wings rattle with strain, your body trembles with exhaustion. But instinct screams louder than fatigue. You cannot retreat, because retreat means surrender, and surrender means death in another form, the death of your bloodline. The fight intensifies. He hooks his legs into your thorax, dragging you down. You twist, snapping at his wing, tearing the membrane. He shrieks, thrashing, but does not let go. Together you slam into the ground, crashing among the stems. There, the battle turns vicious. You grapple, jaws clamped, legs flailing, wings shredding in the dirt. The world narrows to nothing but him, his eyes, his struggle, his determination to end you. You bite deeper, sinking into his abdomen. His body convulses. He strikes back, stabbing with his own jaws, ripping at your side. Blood seeps into the soil, but your grip holds. Finally, with one last surge of strength, you tear him apart. His body falls still, broken, lifeless among the grass. The air grows silent once more. You rise, battered and torn, but alive. The female returns, her wings brushing yours as she lands beside you. The cost was brutal, but the reward is survival, and the chance to pass your blood into the next generation. In the world of the scorpionfly, victory is never measured in glory. It is measured in scars, and in who walks away while the other lies still. For a fleeting moment, life feels almost calm. You've survived larval hunger, you've endured transformation, you've fought off rivals, you've even tasted the bitter sweetness of victory in the battle for a mate. For a creature as fragile as you, that alone is a miracle. The grass sways gently, the air thick with the smell of damp soil. Your wings, though torn and battered, still lift you clumsily between the stems. You cling to the thought that maybe, just maybe, you'll have more days. Days to feed, to breed, to exist. But the wild never negotiates. It only takes. The ground trembles, a vibration you don't recognize at first. It grows heavier, closer. A shadow expands across the grass. Then it happens. A paw slams down, the careless step of something far larger than you. A fox, perhaps, or another passing animal. It doesn't matter. To them, you don't even exist. To them, you are nothing. The impact shatters the earth around you. Your wings snap like thin glass. Your body crunches into the soil. The air leaves you in a rush, your legs twitching, your vision dimming. No chance to strike back. No final flight. No warning at all. The world doesn't stop. The paw lifts again. The animal moves on, unaware of what it destroyed. And you are left broken, silent, pressed into the same ground that once gave you life. Such is the end of the scorpionfly. A lifetime of hunger, struggle, and battles, erased in an instant by a step that never even noticed you were there. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, which creature's life should I uncover next? The most brutal suggestion might just become the next video, so don't just scroll, be part of the story.